Welcome, and welcome back, everybody, to the OK Grognard Show. Today is Wednesday, January 28th, 2026, in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. It's 10 a.m. or just after. We're not perfectly on a schedule today. I put the old year on the title card, so we had to switch it out. So what are we doing today? Well, you know what? Yesterday was the anniversary of D&D. We're back. The Vince himself is in the chat. And Vince was out celebrating with us yesterday at the game store at Lake Geneva Games. We had a little, not a get-together. We took a break from our usual Tuesday staff meeting. Jason was kind enough to let us put the D&D anniversary on the agenda. I mean, it's like Geneva Games, folks. Does the store even get made if Jason doesn't grow up as a Dungeons and Dragons player and then wind up in the Lake Geneva area and then opening a game store in Lake Geneva where there isn't one? Does that happen without D&D having been born here? Oh, by the way, I've got my 330 Center Street, birthplace of D&D t-shirt on. You can go to the birthplace of D&D website, and I think you can get t-shirts there. If not, you can contact them and find out what they have available. Get yourself one. All the cool kids are wearing them. And you know, if you want to be a cool kid, you got to wear what the cool kids are wearing. That's kind of a rule. And the cool kids were honoring Dungeons and Dragons yesterday because nerds are cool now. I keep getting told that almost every decade since I started playing D&D in the 70s, and one of these days I'm going to believe it. Maybe it's just computer nerds because they rule the world or something like that, I heard. Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons, great fun. 52nd anniversary. That's 50 years of fun plus 2. Yesterday was January 27th. A lot of people, there's some confusion because sometime in 2008, maybe it was 2014. Anyway, one of the new editions of D&D was being trotted out by Wizards of the Coast, and they decided to name some day in November as the Worldwide D&D Day. Well, yeah, okay. You know what? Celebrate Dungeons and Dragons every time you play, every day of the year, by all means. But the anniversary of D&D is pretty much accepted to be sometime in January. My take, and let me just be sure I get this right. My take is it was sometime in January. Now, here's the thing about January, right? In 1974, the group that was playtesting Dungeons and Dragons would get together on Sundays. And since Sundays was the day that they got together, then it became, in my mind, it had to be a Sunday, because once you get it published and it becomes available, who, if not your playtesters, do you make it available to immediately? Who believes in it most? Who wants to go? Now, did they get it at a discount? Did Gary give some of them free copies for being even more involved? Of course, Ernie and Rob, they worked on it harder than anybody. Anybody who was mentioned in the dedication, you would think, would be able to get a copy as soon as it was available. Well, there are old, what is this? Wait a minute, let me pull this up. Yeah, there it is. So, maybe, I don't know, a week ago I posted a picture of the Tolkien calendar from 1974. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, already a thing in the 60s when D&D was published by 74. So yeah, the 27th of was the last Sunday. So if we agree that it was in January, and some accounts say late in January, John Peterson, D&D historian, posted in 2014 that the 2014, yeah, the 40th anniversary, posted that January's confirmed, but which day? He's in 2014, the last Sunday in January was the 26th. So he kind of chose that because it was the last Sunday. Probably could have made it a floating holiday. It's the last Sunday in January, no matter what date it is. But in January 74, the 27th was. So if you're going to choose a date, not the 26th, you want the 27th. And yesterday happened to be the 27th. So that's when we celebrated. And in the last couple of years, while Ernie was still with us, he ran D&D games for Eric and Vince and Kevin and Kayla and some other folks. I think Stephanie was there in the 50th, and Jason was there for the 51st. Of course, Donna was there, and Donna was with us when Donna was with us yesterday, and so was Alex when we were at the store and celebrated. They stopped by. Vince, who's in the chat, brought a pizza from Next Door Pub, and you know, when you're bringing pizza from Next Door Pub, guys, gotta say, thank you very much. I love that pub pizza. Here, oh yeah, let's pop over and look at this. There's Alex and Donna. They were at the game store. That is the inside of the big game room at the game store. And there's Jason, who owns Lake Geneva Games. Donna brought some books. That's a book by Hans Cummings. And she passed them out. Well, she did a little raffle, and he won that book. He's a D&D player, Hans Cummings, and so is Jason, of course. And there's Nick. That's Donna taking pictures from the other end. He won a complete Sherlock Holmes. There's Alex in the back. Alex and I did not win books. She had 4. I excuse myself. I think I've read all of these. That's a Paul Anderson book. And Jade won a pastiche, a Sherlock Holmes pastiche. So everyone enjoyed themselves because that's when we buckled down and made characters for original Dungeons and Dragons, which, as you know, is 3d6 in order. Here, let's pull this up like that. No, that's not how we do it. All right. I think we gotta... I think we've got to do this. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Let's just stick with this. We're looking at Facebook anyway. That was the original version of D&D there. And I had a bunch of dice with me. Tons of 6-siders, of course. There's some Studio 66 6-siders and some Gary Con 6-siders and all sorts, some Lake Geneva Games dice. Damn it, Carl dice and all of that. What else did we have with us? We had, there's the character creation section of the original books. We had characters. Alex made a fighting man. He decided St. Cuthbert was going to be his god. Big Ern, he called his character. Dax was made by Donna, Gygax. Nice little nod there, or it's an original edition. He made a fighting man and opted to be a dwarf. So there you go. Opting to be an elf was Vince, Master Ezekiel Dorf, who was an elf, with a really high charisma. So we know who's going to be picking up the henchmen and hirelings as this group needs more muscle. A fighting man, Thraben for Nick, and Jason is Igneous the Cleric. Yeah, he rocks. Yeah, we made that joke yesterday. It was a good one. It was a lot of fun. And of course, as I said, we'll go through each of these. You can pause on them if you want to look at them more closely and see what people wrote. A pizza was available because of our buddy Vince. Thank you so much. Hey, look, that was the nod to the day. Let me do a little discussion of what's coming up. This is, of course, the 7th season of the OK Grognard Show. We started it back in, right when the pandemic hit, so March of 2020. Are we changing anything? I thought about changing it off of Wednesday, and then I realized every other day is actually worse. So Wednesday's still good, so we're sticking with that. Better status quo than just some crazy change for the sake of change. What else? We're going to do more and more rules stuff. We're going to do more Appendix N stuff as we continue into 2026 in the 7th season. We've got GaryCon coming up in March 19th through 22nd, I want to say. Check GaryCon.com. And we've got EggCon coming up in July. I think that's a week before Gary's birthday, so we'll hit the ground running going into that event, and that'll be a lot of fun. And Dragon Days Fest. That's coming up in the early fall, so be sure and look that up as well. Hey, and, year-round gaming is always a lot of fun at Lake Geneva Games and other places to visit in Lake Geneva when you're in town is 330 Center Street, of course, and the Geneva Lake Museum, which has the Wizard of Lake Geneva, Gary Gygax exhibit, which has all sorts of early TSR materials and more. It's just a beautiful place. There's a hammered game table in there, which they donated. There's the, some of the artists, they put together various pieces specifically for the exhibit, Elmore and Easley and others. It's a wonderful stained glass piece that you got to see that's there. Gail, I think, contributed the original sign from TSR headquarters. Just all sorts of great stuff to see. So definitely go visit that museum. In a horticultural hall, see the Founder's Stone. For Gen Con, you got to get by the library. Go to the Throne of Reading, where they have the Appendix N section. Check out some of the books there that were inspiration to Gary and other early gamers. It's all worth doing when you come to Lake Geneva. I can't hype it enough. It's just wonderful. But as far as the OK Grognard's concerned, we're going to continue. We're going to do it every Wednesday at 10 a.m. We'll be talking about that in a second. Oh, we've got some new Patreon subscribers. Thank you very much. I put them on the list. We'll get to that in just a moment. I do want to also say, if you can join the Patreon, it'd very much appreciated. Even at the free level, it all shows your support. And you never know when the various social medias will fail and go belly up. So if you're following me through one of those and you want to make sure that if any of those channels disappear, you can still get a hold of me. Do it through Patreon for now. I've just started a Substack. Please look down in the show notes today and subscribe to my Substack. I'll be putting articles on there as we go forward. I think I got 3 or 4 on there already, just as I started it for the anniversary. And, it's fun reading. It's interesting reading. You've probably already seen some of that stuff if you follow me on Facebook. But if you don't, and you know what? Do it anyway. Join my Substack. You just got to subscribe. It's free to do. I may set up a paid subscription later for those who want to go a little stronger, but it's free. Just subscribe. Make sure you're following me, and it's very much appreciated. What else? I think that's it for now, so I'm going to say thank you very much, everybody. Thanks, Vince, for being in the chat. Thanks to all the new Patreon supporters. We've been talking about D&D Day, which happened yesterday. We're talking about the new season of the show. It streams live on Twitch each Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central. Then it's archived on YouTube. So like, subscribe, follow, all of that fun stuff. Oh, that list is growing. You can follow us and subscribe with us on Patreon at a paid level or for free. And join such illustrious Patreon patrons as Tom Tullis of Fat Dragon Games, Carlos Lysing of Castle Entertainment, Heath Farndon of the AM D&D 20, Dave O'Brien, Unauthorized User, Dethangel Shadow, Heidi and Eric Gygax Garland of Gaxland, Vince Ragusa of the Maroon Room, an excellent prog rock band, Daniel Caldwell of Griffin and Gargoyle, Martin Thomas of Daddy Rolled a One, a fantastic YouTube channel, Christian Garcia, Stephanie Lesniewski-Gruchow, Cera Toppilopkus, Colin Szablewski, Sergeant Zeno, Bruiser, Nate Mosier, Kevin Shelton, Rod Garcia, and as always, Shane Bradley, DM Extraordinaire. This has been the OK Grognard Show from beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Thank you, and bye-bye.